So a lot of softwares are present, but here we are going to go through the UiPath, which is also one of the player, but it is the one of the leading one. So that is why we are going through the UiPath. So UiPath is a software to help the organization automate their business processes. As we know that what robotics process means, so we also know that why we are going to use the UiPath software to automate our processes. Okay, whatever task we want to done by the robots. Okay, and which type of task we do here by using the in the robotics process also automation, basically that yourself. And please close your videos. So problem was there, means the better place to mute your RPA. Okay, so this UiPath is founded by the Daniel Dines, who is the CEO of the UiPath, and the term RPA was found by the Phil Frist. Okay, so that has been maybe covered by the sir. So Phil Frist was the founder of the RPA, the term RPA, and here the UiPath is founded by the Daniel Dines, who is the CEO. Okay, so major client of the UiPath in the industry include the telecom, means in a lot of sectors we are having application of the UiPath. That is the telecom, media, healthcare, retail, consumer, means in a lot of logistics, a lot of sectors we are using the RPA today. Okay, so the components of the UiPath. So basically there are three components. Now if you go through there are three components, but the one is the UiPath Studio, which we will cover today. We'll start with that only. The next one is the UiPath Robot. Okay. So there are three components of the UiPath. I was telling, like the one is the UiPath Studio, the next one is the UiPath Robot, and the third one is the UiPath Orchestrator. Okay, so in the UiPath Studio, that it has already been told that no coding skill is required, because it is basically a drag and drop technology. Okay, so it is a flowchart based model, means you have to drop your activities, drag and drop your activities in the workflows to create any type of task to be done by the robot. Okay, and one more feature of the UiPath Studio is that the multiple, suppose you are going to develop a big project, so and you want that to be, means you want to divide that particular project in small sessions. Okay, so in a single project you can involve multiple people and define a single module to everyone, and after that you can join all of them together and use your project. Okay, so that same thing it is saying that multiple people can contribute to the same workflow. Okay, the next is the presence of the visual signal that point out error in the model and the recorder. Okay, so here basically to get the error, means to identify error is very easy, like because here it will show you the visual signals that point out that here is the error in your activity or in which part of the program you are facing the errors. Okay, so it can be seen very easily and you can rectify that problem. Okay, the next one is the UiPath Robot. So UiPath Robot, basically the robot run the process design in the UiPath Studio. So it will be used when you are using the orchestrator part, like whenever you are deploying your robot to somewhere, then we are using the UiPath Robot. It works both in the attended and unattended environment. So attended and there are two types of robots basically, that the attended one where some type of human intervention is required, and the unattended one where there is no need of any human intervention. Okay, so this is the use of the UiPath, and it will be used whenever the orchestrator part will get covered. Okay, the next is the UiPath Orchestrator. So what Orchestrator is basically, it is a web-based platform that run and manages the robot, or you can say it is a simple, means it is a type of cloud where you can publish your project and then it will be done, means executed by the robots. Okay, capable of deploying multiple robots, monitoring, inspecting their activities. So all these things related to the orchestrator will be covered in an elaborate manner whenever we will cover the orchestrator part. The last 5th day, I think, we are having the orchestrator session there. Okay, so basically here we have covered the three components. The one is the UiPath Studio, the next one is the UiPath Robot, and the last one is the UiPath Orchestrator. Okay, now installation of the UI audio not clear. Okay, now So installation of the UiPath. So here what basic prerequisites are required to install the UiPath Studio. So here the hardware requirements are like your CPU, the minimum requirement I have provided here, that is the minimum dual core 1.8 gigahertz 32-bit. Okay. RAM minimum 34 GB, resolution is 1024 cross 768, and the operating system Windows, and yeah, the .NET framework. If you are using the Windows 10, so in Windows 10 the .NET framework is already installed. But if you are not using the Windows 10, then for that you have to install the .NET framework. Minimum version is 4.6.1. You can directly search it on the Google, like .NET framework and the version this. Then you are able to install this in your system, and after that install the UiPath Studio, that I'm going to tell you in the next steps, that how to install it. Okay. So what are the basic features? In the UiPath Community Edition, here we are going to use the Community Edition for all our sessions. So the UiPath Community Edition has the following feature. The first feature is, other than these which are provided here, is like the UiPath Community Edition is free of cost for lifetime. It's like other softwares which are there, they are offering for suppose some limited period of times, but the UiPath Community Edition is for free for lifetime. Okay. The next feature is the auto update feature. So auto update feature, suppose like you have installed the UiPath in your system, so it will get updated. Means whatever updates they will do in the UiPath, it will get updated here automatically. You need not to upgrade or directly. It will auto updated. Then no server integration is required. Community forum support, or online self-learning. So what all these are, like community forum support, like here the if you are facing any type of problem, so there is community forum of UiPath. You can send your problem, whatever problem you are facing, whether related to installation, whether related to developing any developing any project. So you can post your problem in the community forum, so you will get a reply as soon as possible. Okay. Online self-learning. So what online self-learning, they are providing some videos and documentation related to the UiPath. You can learn there also. Okay. No complex installation. So as we have seen, the installation is very easy, that we will see in the after a few minutes. Okay. And online activation is mandatory. Okay. So how to download? To download the Community Edition, you have to go to this side. So I'm going to share. So here I have shared the link in the chat box. Okay, so you people can download the software from here. So suppose now I clicked here. So are you guys able to see my screen? I think not. You are only PPT is visible to you. Not visible. Okay, okay. Now I am going to share my screen. And now I think this is visible to everyone. So this is the another link which I'm going to show you here. Just go through this link because some problem in the previous link. Okay. So here it is asking for you. You will get this page. Okay, to log in. So you have to log in through your Google account, or you can create another account if you want. So suppose I am going to log in it from here. Continue with the Google. Okay, and so here it is asking me to select my account. That and now I am here. Log into this particular page. So you can see it is the cloud.uipath.com. Same page you will use whenever you orchestrator will be covered. Okay, so from this page only we will do the orchestrator activities. Okay, so here as you go to this page, here you are getting some robots. In the community edition, you are getting 2 attended and 1 unattended and 1 testing time robot. Okay, these are the free which are provided by the UiPath community edition. Okay, so here our main purpose is to download the studio. So here in the right side you are getting the link download studio or studio.x. So now just click on this download studio, and it is of 320 MB. It will not take too much time. So it is installing, just few minutes left. So now after downloading I clicked, so the process is going on. Means this UiPath is installing on my system. Let us take few more minutes. So we have download the community edition from this link, and after that we need to install, and then the last process we have to do is the activate the tool by for the activation process that we'll see. Okay, so it is done. So it is asking to again sign in or sign in. Or you can skip it from here, skip orchestrator. All things I'm going to skip. Yeah, here you are getting let's activate. So here you are getting 2 options, that add a license key. I have standalone trial enterprises and the use community version offline. So here I'm going to use the sorry, community edition. So after installing, you will get this type of page. Welcome to Studio. Okay, and here you can see, as I have already told you, that it is a self-learning platform. So it means here you can see it is already providing the tutorials, academy, and some videos. So everything is provided by the UiPath. Okay, so now I'm going to close this one. Now just come to this page. Okay, so after installing, you come to this particular page, and here we are getting the options like start, template, team, all these options we will cover one by one. Okay, and the projects. So we'll start with the project only. Like here we are getting the project, the process library, test automation template, and the new form template. So two types of options we are getting. The one is the new project. If you want to start with every new project, so you can go through any of these options. Suppose if I click here processes, so you can see here I'm getting the option like blank process 30. Sorry, 20. So you can assign any name, whatever you want. I am getting here blank process 20 because I have already done some of the projects. Okay, so in your case, I think you must be getting blank process 1 because you are new to this one. Okay, and here just create, or you, if you want, you can add description where you want to store your files. So here the location automatically given is the document UiPath. Okay, so we can see it from here, like here document, and here one UiPath folder. So you can see my all projects are here, and the blank process 20 I have not yet created. So the last here I'm getting somewhere is the blank process 19 must be. You can see here it is blank process 19. So you can open your previous projects from this document UiPath folder. Okay, or if you want, you can change the location of your file where you want to save. Okay, you can add description whatever you want. So now just click on the create option. So now when I clicked on the process, then here new page has been created. You can start your workflow from here. Okay, new workflow. Here we are getting the three options like the home, design, debug. So whenever we will click on the home option, as I clicked here, I came back to this particular page. Okay, and here we are getting options like I have already told you, the new projects. So here the process is like start with any blank project. Okay, so that we have seen, just created. The library a type of project you create, which project you want to use again and again in your workflow. So then you will go for the library type. In the same type, template type, test automation type, you can create any type of new project from these particular options. Okay, and here new from the template. So template as someone asked us to like prepare a PPT. So whenever we are going to the PowerPoint presentation, so some templates are there, and then on that templates we write our content whatever we want. So in the same manner, some templates are provided here to work, like the background process automation, mobile testing projects, orchestrator process, RE framework, robotic enterprises framework. So transactional process. So all these processes means some template has been assigned here. So suppose like here I am going to click on the RE framework. So this will be covered in the sessions. Okay, so whenever like we have seen, like whenever I created one project from the processes, I was getting the blank project. But whenever you will go and create the RE framework, so here you will get some template. Okay, and here you will modify whatever modification you want to do. Okay, it is not showing what is that. So this will be seen later, this will be covered later. And yeah, here you can see open recent. Here open recent option, whatever projects you have recently means opened, you will get all the options here. Now here from open option, if you come here, the options which are provided: open, close, start, templates, team, tools, all these options. So open option, you can open any of the projects like which we have seen. You have to it will directly link to your document UiPath folder. Okay, you can select your project whichever you want to open directly from this particular folder and open it. Okay, so this is for the open. And the next one is the close option. Close option is basically to close the project. The start option we have already seen. Whenever you click on the start option, here we are getting two options: the new project and new project from the template. You can choose any one of them as per your requirement. The next one is these are the templates, some of the templates which are provided. You can choose from here. The next is the team. So suppose the clone repository, the open from TFS, manage TFS online, SVN, Git also is there. Yeah, Git init is also there. So this is used basically when you are working in a big project and you have assigned some module to multiple peoples. Like we have covered already that multiple people can contribute to the single projects. So here some of means the part can be joined by using the TFS and SVN. Okay, so here this is team basically used to merge the different modules created by the individual persons. Okay, the next option here is the tools. So here tools, suppose you want to work in the like Chrome, Edge, Silverlight, so you need to install the extension. Okay, so here suppose I want to fetch data from the Chrome or open browser in the Chrome, then for that we use the we have to install this extension before interlinking the UiPath with these particular browsers. Okay, so suppose here in my case, as it is already installed, so just a minute, I'm going to uninstall it. So now I have removed it, and from here now I'll click on the Chrome installation. Okay, so UiPath Chrome successfully installed the current user. You need to enable the browser. Okay, when I click OK here and I'll go to the Chrome, here I'll get one pop-up. I'm going to try it again, but one pop-up should come to the right side and then we'll enable it from here. Okay, so here we are getting this pop-up. Okay, and now I need to enable the extension. So here now extension has been enabled. Now I can perform all the activities which I want by using the Chrome web browser. Okay, so this was the tools. In the same manner, if you are using Edge, Silverlight, anywhere you can enable the extension. Okay, the next one is the settings. So here the settings option, we are getting the general setting, design, location, manage resource, license, profile. Okay. So team, labs, all the options we are getting here. Okay, so here whenever we will go to the general option, so in the general option, like the subjects included like the languages, theme, telemetry, reset settings. So suppose here if you want to choose any of the language, here the options for the different France, Spanish, Portuguese, different types of languages are present. You can choose any one of the language which you want to use. Okay. The next is the theme. So light, here two options are available. The one is the light and the another one is the dark. So suppose we have seen with the light one, like suppose here I was using the blank process 20. Okay. So here we are getting the light contrast. Okay. So suppose if you will enable the high one, go from here settings and then the theme. So now I'll make it as dark. Okay. And now I'm going to restart. So you can see the now theme has changed to the darker one. Okay, so you can change the theme from here, either lighter or dark one, whichever you want to use. Telemetry used to enable or disable the sending anonymous uses data. Okay, so anonymous uses data if you want to means like not to be used, so you can enable or disable it. The reset setting, this button what it will do, it will revert all general and design, means here a general and design changes you have made to the means like the earlier one, by whatever comes by default it will go to that step. Okay, so it will whenever we'll go to the reset setting, I want to make it right one. Started. After that the activity comes, here is the after general we were having the design part. Okay, so in the design part here, in the design part here we are having the auto backup interval. So auto backup interval here it is we can see it is 30,000 millisecond. So it allows you to set a regular interval at which projects are automatically backed up. Okay, so this is useful for restoring the last saved copy of the workflow. The default value, as you can see from here, is 30,000 millisecond. Okay, and the minimum value which you can assign here is the 10,000 millisecond, and the maximum value can be assigned from here. The minimum value you can assign from here is the 10,000, and the maximum value can be assigned here from 99 lakhs. Then this value you can assign and it is in the millisecond. Now the next option here, the coming is the publish project time. So the publish our project basically whenever you are using we are using the orchestrator part. Okay, so here to publish, like set the timeout value for publishing the project. So as it is 30,000 from here, it can also be changed to the 9,99,999. Okay, while the minimum value you can assign here is the 1 second. So public project timeout, set the timeout value for publishing the project. Okay, so timeout whatever you want to add before publishing your project. Okay. Now the next option here comes is the open project behavior. The drop down list, you can see here it is earlier it was no tab. So whenever we were using this, like go from the start, so whenever we are using our file means the project which we are creating, so we are getting nothing here. You can see the UiPath Studio Community Edition, Open Main Workflow, all these options we are getting. But now if you change it from here, open like what you want to open here. I want to open main entry point or the keep last open tabs. So whatever you want, you can choose from here. So as I change it to like open main entry point, and then I go here and open this. So I think I need to close it again, and so you can see when I open the blank process 22, the new process which I created, here I am getting the main page. Earlier it was blank. In the same manner, you can select the option of the last workflow, whatever last work you are doing, you can choose for that option also. Okay. And the next option is the enforce analyzer before publish. Okay, so the toggle allows to or restrict the publishing of the project, okay, with workflow analyzer error. If any type of error is there, so it will not allow to publish. Okay, in the same manner. Please mute yourself because it is creating echo here. The next option is the enforce analyzer before run. So it toggle allow to restrict running a project with the workflow, and means if any type of the error is there in your project, so it will not allow you to publish. Okay, so and here the next option available is the enforce check-in before the publish. This option is enable publishing of the source control repository is not allowed if the project has the local changes. If any type of the local changes is done before publishing, so it will not allow you to like directly publish it. Okay, now here comes the it is not possible because faculties from South India has also joined the FDP. Okay, so execution. If we come to the execution part, so the output console size. So here you can say by default it is giving you the option of the 2000 lines. Means maximum the output console will cover after some time that what output console is, but maximum 2000 line can be the output console size. Here maximum 2000 line can be printed. Means it is given by default, but the maximum you can print 9999 lines can be printed the output panel. Okay, so here like I'll show you. Here this is the output panel. Okay, so in the output panel maximum you can means by default value was set, it was 2000. Okay, but here the maximum you can print, maximum line can be printed is the 9999, and the minimum you can set it as the one line to be printed here in the output console. Okay, the next option covered here is the run debug default behavior. This option basically allows you to configure the default action for the run or debug. So here default action debug file means automatically your file will get debug, or run file, debug project. So all these options are also available in the ribbon. So we'll see it from here. So here it will be debug file before the publishing or before publishing. Okay, so minimize on the run toggle allows you to set the studio to maximize or minimize when running the project. So you can do that. Okay. So here the design style, create docked auto annotation. Annotation are basically nothing but like the suppose you are adding comments to your projects, like this project is basically, and it should not show any type of error. So here by clicking on this create docked annotation, you can toggle allow you to create the docked or floating annotation for the activities in your project. Okay, so the next we are going to cover is the location. So you can assign the project path from here, publish process URL, publish library URL, anything you can do from here. Okay, in the same manner we are having the manage resources, manage sources. So managed sources are also available here. So suppose if you are performing want to perform some activities in the like PDF or like web automation you want to do, or some type of activities which are not present here by default, so you can store it from here from the manage packages option. So suppose now if I search here the PDF option, I am unable to find any activity related to the PDF. Okay, but to get that activity, we can go to the manage packages option and install the link. Then we will get all the activities related to the PDF automation. Okay, and the last here the option is the license and the profile. So you can see we will change your profile, change the local license. If you want, you can see here we have the option we have already seen, that the add license key, use community offline. So you can choose the use community offline version. Okay, so this was done. The team which we team already seen, like here the option are the GIT, SVN, TFS, all these options are there. So if you are creating any big project and you want to divide in some specific modules, and after that you can combine the whole project by using these SVN, GIT and TFS, different types of options available, but you can use any one of these at a single time. Okay, you cannot use them simultaneously. And the labs option is available with the community license only. This is the labs option, and the section holds the feature marked as the experiment that are still under development, so we need not to worry about this. Now when I came inside this project, okay, so here the options are, here we are find three types of option. Home we have already covered. Okay, so home option we have seen all these options and what are the use of there. This has been already covered. The next option we have to seen is the design and debug option. So here the design option, basically it used to add the sequence, flowchart, state machine to your project. So here we are finding, when I clicked here, the option is the new. So when I clicked here we can find different types of the workflow present, that is sequence, flowchart, state machine. We can select any one of these as per our requirement. Okay, then the save option to save our project, export template, debug file. Okay, so these options related to the which Studio, UiPath Studio. Studio X is basically for the business purposes. Okay, so we will go for the UiPath Studio only. So here the new this is the design tab, and here we have already covered, like this is used to add the sequence, flowchart and all the option. The manage packages we have seen, like manage packages is basically used to like the manage the packages which are the activities which are not available here. And suppose now if I click here and I'll write here, go to the all packages option, and now here I click on the PDF. So this I am getting, and now UiPath.pdf.activities, and now I am going to click on the install option from here and just save it. Okay, so now if I search for the PDF option here, you can see I can find a lot of activities related to the PDF. Okay, so this is done by like if you are unable to find any of the activities, you can search here in the manage packages option and just install the link provided. Okay, so this was the like manage packages. Here the recording option, this will also be covered in the coming sessions. Screen scrapping, all these things will be get covered. The remove unused variables, so the unused variable which are not videos will be provided. So some variables, then the variables will be covered in the next session. So sir will tell you that how to create the variables, and you can remove. Here the option is coming right, the remove unused variables. So this function is used very rarely, because you are creating a big project, and if you remove any variable, so somehow maybe if this variable is used somewhere, so it will create the error in your project. So this is not this option is rarely used. It's better to remove the variable from here. Okay, so this will be covered later. And here the option like the analyzer, export to Excel, this will be also covered in the next session. Publish option is used to publish your Anita, please mute yourself. So publish option is like to publish your workflow. Anita Budhiraja, please mute yourself. Here the next option is the debug. So debug option basically used to debug your workflow while using the debugging tool to set a breakpoint, monitor. So breakpoint, monitor, all these options are here, and it will also be covered in the later section. Okay, so this is basically like to debug your workflow. Okay. So now we will cover the different parts. So here the option is the like different panels. We have covered this open, close, start, team. All these options have already been covered. Now here the UiPath Studio interface. So the first option is the ribbon. So ribbon, here we have seen like the design tab, and inside the design tab we have covered like how to create the workflows, means like sequence flow chart. All different types of the workflow will be covered here. Okay. Now the options here available like UiPath Studio user interface covered the ribbon option, quick access toolbar, designer panel, properties panel, outline panel. So we will see one by one that how to use these panels here. Okay, so ribbon has already been covered by me. The next option is the, if we go here in the left side, we are having the option like the project, activities, and the snippet. Okay, 3 options are available for me. So project option, whenever you will click on the project option, you will get all the files which you have created. Suppose from here I'll create the new sequence like this, and now you can see sequence has been added here. In the same manner, the number of files you create in your projects, all files will get added to this main project folder. Okay, so this is main.xml. So here the option is expand all if you want. This is to collapse, refresh, like if you have created some project in your UiPath folder. If suppose this is the actually I want to see the name of this workflow. So it is blank process 21. Okay, so suppose I'll create something here to blank process 21, and or you can add new file or something, or simply I have created something, right? Demo here. Now I'm going to close it, and if I refresh here, you can see the new folder I am getting here is related to the demo file. Okay, so like this you can add any of the file, and this refresh is used to, if you are not getting your files or the folder which you have added in the project folder, you can get it using the refresh one. And this is to show all files. So if you will click on the option, so all files, like earlier we were getting the files inside this, but now only the main files being shown here. Okay. The next is the file explorer. If you will click here, it will directly go to the main folder, like where it is present inside the document UiPath, and here the blank process 21, all the files present inside this, I am able to access all these files from here also. Okay. This is the project setting you want to do, and this remove unused. Yes, am I sharing my screen?
Yes, it is shared. Ma'am.
Okay. So here this is related to the unused screenshot. So suppose you are using some screenshot in your project, so you can store them, or you will get all the screenshot here in this particular folder. Okay, so this was related to the project one. The next one is the activities panel. So as we have already seen, like it is in the robotic process automation, we need not any type of coding. So here this is basically a drag and drop technology. So the activities, all the activities are the main part of this. So all the activities related to, like when I click on the app integration, so here I am getting the activities related to the CSV, Excel, mail, PDF. So all the activities are present here. You can drag and drop simply any one of these activities. Suppose I have dragged and dropped these particular activities here. So this is the basically drag and drop technology. You have to identify only that which activity you want to use to complete your project or the project. Okay. So here we can add different types of activities present, and whatever is not present and provided by UiPath, you can install it using the from here the manage packages. Okay. So this is the activities page. Okay, and here the snippet one is the basically like the whatever you want to use in project means for number of times. So some sort of small workflows has been created here, so you can directly use them in your means main workflow. So suppose here I have added this delay of 1 second. So this activity has been added, and all the properties associated with this particular activity has already been provided inside this particular snippet. Okay, so like this you can see from here, for this the time defined was here is the 1 second. Okay, and here it is for 3 seconds. So all the properties has already been changed. Okay, so this is basically the properties panel. So the right side you can see here, this is known as the properties panel. Here when you click on any activity, you can find different properties related to that particular activity. So you can change the properties from here and means to use your property to use your activity. Okay, so like here I have added the append range activity. This is basically used in the Excel automation. Okay, so here you can see current content you cannot download from there, you can only access it from the e-content portal. And yeah, PPTs, some of the PPTs has been uploaded, so you can download that that PPTs, but not the content. So here you can see if I want to use this activity where in the Excel, this activity is basically related to the Excel one. So here you can see it is asking for me the sheet name. So you can change the sheet name from here. Just click and suppose whatever name of your sheet is, you can change it from here. And different properties means every activity has some different property, so you can change it from here. So this was the property panel. The next is the here outline option. So outline option you can see here I have added some activities. Okay, so some of here you will get only the outline. So I have added the append range activity, delay of 1 second. So overview of your project you can get it from here, that what activities you have added, and if you want to means if you are getting some type of errors. So yeah, the errors related to errors, this is this blue symbol you can see from here. This mark is show that there is some error in this particular activity. Okay, so suppose here currently I'm not getting any type of error. If I'll click here and I'll not pass any value here. Okay, now I have removed. Now you can see here I am getting the error. So this is how you can identify the error in your project. Like you will get this type of visual. By seeing this you can directly identify that yeah, here some we are facing some type of error here. Okay, so I was talking about the outline activity. So here it will show you the outline of your project. So whatever activities you have added, you will get the access, like means like overview only. This much has been added here. Okay. So the next thing is we have to see here is the output I was talking about earlier. So output is basically show you this is the output panel. Here you can show your output. Okay, some activities we are using here like the write line activities. So whenever you will use the write line activity, log message activity, so whatever output will be there, it will be shown here in this output panel. Okay, So the option here, one more option here is the universal search bar option. So if you will click here and you want to add any of the activity, so suppose I'll click here. Okay, so here I'm getting this option of universal search bar. So this is the universal search bar option, and you can add activity from here directly clicking here. So you can search for any activity. Suppose I'm going to search for the message box activity which is present here. Just double click here and now this activity has been added. Okay, or the option available is like you can directly add it from here also. This is the message box I found, and either you can just double click so it will get added, or you can simply drag and drop it here. So this activities has been added here. Okay, so this was the universal search bar. You can find the activities present, means like directly click, so the universal search bar will get enabled and you can search the activity whatever you want to use in your work. Okay, so the activities panel we have already covered that it is located on the left hand side of the user interface, and it displays a list of all activities that can be added to your current project. Okay, and the activities can be easily used in making the project by simply dragging and dropping the required activity into the required location. So we have already seen that where is the activities panel and how to use this activities panel. The snippet panel also we have seen that enables us to reuse the automation, like the small templates have been created or workflows have been created which we can directly use them in our project. Okay, so search bars include which find automation faster, means we can make our automation faster by using such type of template. The project panel, that also we have seen that what project panel is basically, and the designer panel. So designer panel, it displays the current automation project and allows you to make changes. Okay, it provides the variable and argument and import, so that we will also see. And the properties panel, so properties panel we have already covered that properties panel will show you all the properties related to the particular activities. Okay, and the panel located on the right hand side of the user interface is for the viewing the properties of the activities and for making any changes if required. Okay, so if that we have also already seen that how you can change the activities, from here. So suppose this is some message box activity and I'll write something. Hi, so now this error will get removed because I have added the properties whatever required to this particular message box activity. So now my error has been removed. Okay, the next option is the output panel. This panel displays the output of the log messages or write line activities. Okay, so by using the log message activities, so these are different types of activity, and it will be covered in the later session that how you can see the output in the output panel and by using these particular activities. Okay, it is also displays the output during the debugging process. Okay, and if any such type of errors will be there, so this panel also shows the errors, warning, information and trace of the executed project. Okay, it is very helpful during the debugging process because you will get the errors here also. The outline panel, it displays the project hierarchy with their nodes. This was seen here. This was the outline panel. Okay, so it is showing the hierarchy and properly. Firstly, we have added the sequence. After that, I added the one message box activity. After again message box activity. So it will show in this manner. Okay. The next panel is the library panel. So library panel is now it is not available. Earlier it was there, but it has been removed. And the one separate project, like from here we have seen the start option. Here this library option has been given here. Okay. So now it has been removed from this particular because it is getting updated every day. So that is why you will find some changes after every 20 days. The UiPath. Okay, so now we will cover the variable panel and the argument panel. So here you can see the downside. here we can find the option when you click on the variable, argument or import option. So you can create the variable required in your activities from here. So the variable are of different types, the integer type, double. So this will be covered in elaborate way in the next session. So I'm not going into that part. So here basically the variables you can create directly from here which you want to use in your activity. So suppose when you click here, you can see it is showing you option like you have to name your variable whatever you want to give the name, and the variable type you want to choose, the scope, default. So all these things will be taken in the next session. So you can create the variables from here, okay, basically. Or you can also have the option like in some of the activities variable required. I have not taken any such type of activity. So suppose I have added here and this requires some variable. So it can also be created from here, okay. So just click and this option is available to create the variable. So this will be covered in elaborate way in the next session. So just leave it. So you can create the variables, any one of the variables from here, just clicking and create. The argument, so variables are nothing but the containers to store the, so here the variable panel, it allows you the user to create the variable and make changes to them, okay. Variables are basically used to store the multiple type of data ranging from the ones, number, arrays, date, time, timetable, anything you can, data table, you can store anything in the variable. The value of variable can be changed. To create a new variable, you can go to the design tab, so that we have seen here, and just go to this tab and just create new variable directly from here, okay. So this can by this way you can create the variable. The next option here available is the argument. So argument are also, so variable, the basic difference between the variable and argument is this, like the variable can be used only for the single workflow. Suppose this is the workflow which I created, so my variable can be used only for this particular workflow only. But if I create any type of argument here, and now I am creating, suppose I'm creating this different workflow which is present inside this particular folder. So now this flowchart has been created. So now I want to use some variable I created here, and I want to use it here in this particular workflow. So then we cannot go for the variable option. We are having the option related to the like the argument. So here you can create any of the arguments. So this will take the value from here and it will be used in the other workflow also, okay. So here you can see the arguments, it pass the data from one activity to the another activity in a project, okay. So the variable pass data from one activity, sorry, it has been written here wrong. So variable can be used only for the single workflow, okay, and argument we can pass from one workflow to the another workflow, okay. So oh no, it was right actually. The variable pass data from one activity to another activity in a single project or single workflow which we have created. But argument are used to passing data from one project to the another project, okay. So like variable, they can be also of different types. It may be of string type, integer type, boolean type. If you click here, we'll click here, so you can see the type of argument. You can change it from here of any type. So all the options which are present for the variables, the same options are available here for the argument type also, okay. So you can select any one of these, okay? And here the in direction, so different direction are provided. So the directions here are the in out, and the property. So property is not being used, so only the three options are being used till now, that is the in, out and in out. So this will be covered in an elaborate way in the next session or next session, okay. So he will show you the examples related to the argument. So this was the user interface for the of the UiPath. So if anyone having any problem, please ask me. No problem. Okay. So the next session we'll meet in the next session, because in this session we have covered everything related to the okay, thank you. So here we have covered a lot of things related to the UiPath basic interface. Okay, so and it will be covered say in an elaborate way. We'll start with from the next session we will start with the variables and argument. Okay, and how it can be used in the different workflow, and then we will cover each step. Okay, so that's all for this session. So, thank you. How many of you facing problem with accessing the e-content portal? Like I can see some of you saying like unable to log in the portal. So for username, you have to like write your email ID, whatever you have entered during the registration time, and the password will be your mobile number. Okay. And yeah, those who are facing the problem, like some of you have written like network problem was there, so you will get the recorded session at the end of the FTP. Okay, so you need not to worry. So yeah, Divya, for you only I'm saying, like you will get the recorded session. Okay, so not to worry about this. Here we have only gone through the brief session, brief only, like how to install the UiPath and all. So you have not missed very important something. Okay, so and you will get the recording session also. So thank you everyone. Assignment will be submitted. Yeah, you can submit it later, but there is no assignment basically. These are the questions related to the session only. So you have to means only cover them. You need not to submit it. Okay, that we need to discuss like. So these are the guide. Basically, these are the guidelines of the AICT. So we cannot share the recording day by day. It will be shared at the end of the FTP only. So those questions are basically for your reference only. Like whatever you have covered, to just to go through that questions. Okay, so I think next session will start at 2:30. And if you are facing any type of problem, please write it in the WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group has already been created. Okay, thank you, class. Access the recorded session has not been yet uploaded. It will be shared with you people at the end of the FTP only, means after the 5th day session. Okay, so you will get you will get the drive link or something or to get access of that particular videos. Okay, thank you everyone. Admin are only allowed to write on the WhatsApp. No, this is not so. That's so that we'll check. Okay, that will be checked. Okay, and it will be rectified. Oh, okay. So thank you, class. Now I am going to end. Okay. Thank you.